week 11 of the fantasy basketball season. Here's a few guards I looked at off the wire this week. The first guard, Keon Johnson of the Brooklyn Nets. So last week he was on the list, and this week remains on the list. I know they traded for D'Angelo Russell last week, but he really hasn't taken anything away from Keon Johnson, and he's going out there and having a good season on the year. 7.8 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.3 threes, and 36% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 15.3 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1.3 steals, 2.1 threes, and 41% from the field for Keon Johnson. Right now, available in tons of fantasy leagues at 86%. And Johnson, he's scoring the basketball. His assist numbers have been good. And he's been a good rebounder as well for this net team. January 1st at Toronto, 17 points, a rebound, a steal, 3 threes, 33% from the field. January 2nd in Milwaukee, 9 points, 9 boards, assist, a block, a 3, 42% from the field. And January 4th versus the 76ers, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 35% from the field. So field goal percentage, obviously, he's not going to help fantasy owners, but scoring the basketball, assisting, and rebounding is definitely categories he's helping fantasy owners and playing well for this net team. And we know this net team, they're not going anywhere this season, and they're playing the young players. Next guard, Max Christie of the Los Angeles Lakers on the season, 8 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.1 threes, and 45% from the field. But the last 2 weeks, more playing time and more numbers, 15 points a game, 2.9 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.1 steals, 2.4 threes a game, and 52% from the field. So obviously with the Russell trade opening up some minutes at the guard position, Christie's taken some of those, and he's played some good basketball, playing about 35, 40 minutes a game of late. January 2nd versus Portland, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block, 5 threes, 56% from the field. January 3rd versus the Hawks, 9 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, a block, a 3, 75% from the field. And January 5th at the Rockets, 14 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 50% from the field. So scoring the basketball, 3-point shooting, and rebounding is what Christie can bring fantasy owners. And like I said, he's getting a lot of playing time. This Laker team traded Russell away, and it opened up a spot at the guard position. And right now, he's available in 81% of fantasy leagues. Next ad, Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic. So Cole Anthony back in the rotation of late. His minutes have been bumped up, and we know some injuries they're dealing with now. Suggs banged up with the back injury where he had to get wheeled off in a wheelchair a couple games ago. Black is banged up as well. So Cole Anthony, next man up. And he's been playing decent of late. Available right now in 83% of fantasy leagues on the season. 6.5 points a game, 2.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 37% from the field for Cole Anthony. But the last few games, he's getting more opportunity, and he's making the most of it, I think, for the most part. January 1st at Detroit, 8 points, 2 boards, and assists, 2 steals, 25% from the field. January 3rd at Toronto, a big game, 9 points, 4 boards, 11 assists, a steal, a 3, 36% of the field. And January 5th versus Jazz, 12 points, 4 boards, 3 blocks, 2 threes, 35% from the field. So once again, they play here tonight at the New York Knicks is this Orlando Magic team. And Cole Anthony, like I said, his playing time's gone up with the injuries to Suggs, injury to Black in the lineup, and he's getting about 25, 30 minutes a game. So right now, if you need help at the guard position, he's available in 83% of fantasy leagues. Next ad's Jose Alvarado of the New Orleans Pelicans. Alvarado finally returned to the lineup in January's 3rd game, and he's playing only about 20 minutes a game since the return. But Alvarado, in the small sample size this season, 9.7 points a game, 2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.6 steals, 2 threes, 38% from the field. So Alvarado now returned, like I said, the last couple games. January 3rd versus the Wizards, 5 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, a 3, 33% from the field. Then January 5th at Washington Wizards, 3 points, no boards in that one, 3 assists, a steal, a 3, 25% from the field. So he has to get his legs under him, is Alvarado, obviously. He's been out majority of the season. His last game before returning was November 11th. So like I said, he's barely played all season long. His Pelican team, they've had injuries all season long as well, but finally gotten guys back over the last few weeks. DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, now Jose Alvarado. And I think he can help fantasy owners in scoring the basketball well. He gets more playing time as the weeks go on, and we know he's a steal master, is Alvarado, where 2.5 a game, he could average. So right now, while he's getting his legs under him and he's out there in tons of fantasy leagues at 89%, he's definitely made this week. In the final adds Aaron Wiggins of the OKC Thunder. So Aaron Wiggins, he's been playing good basketball, especially the last two games in big spots, hitting the three ball versus two good teams in the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics in two victories where their win streak's up to 15 games for this OKC Thunder. So on the season for Wiggins, 9.3 points a game, 3.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.5 threes, and 47% from the field. But the last 2 weeks, 11.5 a game, 2.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.8 threes, and 54% from the field. So he's going out there, he's scoring the basketball, he's hitting the three-ball shot, and he's always been getting about 20, 25 minutes a game. Wiggins is one of the main pieces off the bench for this Thunder team. January 2nd versus the Clippers, 9 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 3, 57% from the field. January 3rd versus the Knicks, 19 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 4 threes, 77% from the field. Then January 5th versus the Celtics, 15 points, a rebound, 2 assists, 3 threes, 66% from the field. So Wiggins going out there, hitting the three-ball, scoring. And like I said, he's been one of their main pieces off the bench this season for the Thunder, and he's a good ad in fantasy leagues, available in 95% of fantasy leagues. That's a few guards I look to add for week 11 of the fantasy basketball season.